Hey peoples, this is Cameo Punk, and today I'm explaining to you why you won't be seeing the second Dark Parables movie in the long list of Dark Parables games. The game itself is called The Exiled Prince, and it relates to the story of the Frog Prince, and you kind of get to see a little bit about him. It's kind of a sad story with him. All he wants to do is be with his first wife, and his first wife surprisingly was the sister of Briar Rose. Her name was Ivy, and apparently, according to Princess Ivy, they got married. However, she could grow old and he could not, and then when she died, he turned back into a frog, and literally it just went on and on and on with him. He married like 5 different princesses. I'm guessing not all the relationships turned out that great. But he essentially just kept turning back into a frog or turning back into a prince and so on and so forth. But the main objective of the game is to find the Chancellor's daughter. There's a Chancellor and his daughter, and the bodyguard that was sent with her to explore the Black Forest in Germany goes missing. She gets kidnapped, and in the process of you trying to find them, they are being sent into tanks to become frogs, essentially. I'm guessing that's what they're meant to be. I don't know what else there is. But throughout the game, you get to learn about the tragic history of the Frog Prince, and then you get to see the 5 princesses that he was married to, and it kind of goes into the third one, which I just recently uploaded. The first episode of The Rise of the Snow Queen, where the Snow Queen is actually Snow White. And those two kind of refer back to each other because the Frog Prince marries Snow White. They both have a son. The son gets attacked, and essentially the reason why he left was because his wife kept blaming him for the death, or not for the death, but for the reason why her son was now practically a lifeless corpse until the end of the next episode for Dark Parables. But the Frog Prince is kind of tied in with a bunch of things. You do get to find a thing called an Immortal's Wand, and it allows you to turn him, or to set him free, making him immortal no longer. And unfortunately, when he dies, you just see a sad little frog. Poor baby frog. But you do get to release his soul. Him and Ivy go off to the afterlife. And then you go back to, there's a cabin where the Chancellor's daughter and the bodyguard is hidden. But you stop the tanks, you get them out, you save the Chancellor's daughter, and you move on from there. Now, as to the next, what the next game is, they have a different way of giving hints. With the first one, you were given a crown, a tiny crown, by Briar Rose, or from Briar Rose, to talk about the Frog Prince. And then in the third one, that led to the third one, you get the story from the Chancellor's daughter that she saw a woman completely in white with blonde hair, screaming out that there was going to be a really bad natural disaster that was going to wipe out the world up in the frozen north. And if you haven't seen the third one yet, the frozen north apparently meant Switzerland, or the mountains of Switzerland. But essentially you have to go there, and apparently no detective has ever gotten there and came back alive. So that just kind of tells you what it is. Main reason why I didn't get a chance to upload this is because, unfortunately, Wild Tangent does not have all these games in the whole series. That is one downfall to Wild Tangent. However, other games that you can do, or to play the rest of the series, you can go in places like Big Fish Games, or Game House, or other types of gaming servers that play games like this. And the only problem with those is that Big Fish Games and Game House, they don't give you a wild coin to be able to get a chance to play the whole game. They give you about an hour. And if you are very good at hidden object games, you can probably complete most of it up to the demo. At least Big Fish Games gives you a demo to do. And it actually took me about 30 minutes, or actually less than 30 minutes, to get to that part in the demo. And then, unfortunately, me being an idiot, I wound up deleting the saved file that I already had and then tried to start a new one, but it did not work out. Because with Big Fish Games, it will not go to the point where you upload, where you went back to if you play through Gamehouse. Because with Gamehouse, I got farther past the ending of the demo, but when I went back on to Big Fish Games to finish it, it would not go past the demo point. That's essentially the downfall of that. So if you do use places like Gamehouse and Big Fish Games to play something, the best thing I would recommend is to, if you do Dark Parable series, go to Big Fish Games and download it. It's free to download. I mean, you have to like download some little tidbit things, but it's free to download, and all you have to do is play it up to the demo. Once you get the demo finished, you can uninstall all the Big Fish Games things that are on there, including the game itself. It will save your file with your name, and then you can go to places like Gamehouse, re-download it through there, and then you can finish playing the rest of the game through it. So that way you're essentially not wasting those precious 60 minutes that they give you to try the game out yourself. And I probably should have thought about that. I don't know why I think about it. I'll definitely do it for the rest of the Dark Parable series, or at least the ones that aren't on Wild Tangent. And there's about a few that aren't on Wild Tangent, but most of them are kind of on there, which is a good thing. But essentially those are the kind of steps that you want to go through if you do try to play the Dark Parable series yourself. They are a really good series, essentially because they give a twist to the current fairy tales that we have. For example, the exiled prince lives forever. He's been alive for a very long time. He's immortal. Briar Rose managed to sleep for thousands of years, or centuries, essentially, and eventually stays asleep. With the Rise of the Snow Queen, you know, you got Snow White is the Snow Queen, and a couple of other twists through there, and it's a really good series. It's a really good detective series if you're into something like that, and overall, I just really love playing the games. So I will continue on with the Dark Parables. There's supposedly 13 games in total from last time I've checked, but as far as I know, there's only 9. So let's just hope I'm right about the 9, because I would love to do other gaming as well. But other than that, that is it for this episode. If you liked these kind of videos, these blog videos that I give you, hit the thumbs up button. I would appreciate it. Also, please don't forget to subscribe. I would be really happy if you did. And also, don't forget to check out other work that I've done. It's not just these videos. It's not just Nancy Drew or Dark Parables. I've got a lot of other things done and a lot of other games that I'm doing. And until the next video, I will see you guys then. So, goodbye, guys.